Okay, so yesterday you read about checking accounts for a business. Okay, so checking accounts for a business look a little bit different than a personal checking account. If you've seen a checkbook or you have a checkbook, your checkbook is a small, you know, narrow checkbook. Business one, a lot of times, will be a lot bigger. It may have 3 checks on a page, and we'll be looking at those. But one of the things you need to know, first thing, is when you open an account, how to make a deposit. Okay, and a business deposit is a lot more tedious than a personal deposit because typically, well, for the most part, we use direct deposit now. But for a business, um, that's not the case. If your customers pay you in cash or even in checks, you've got to fill out a deposit slip and take those to the bank in a timely manner. Um, so this is one type of deposit slip. Okay. Notice they have up here currency. Currency is your paper money, coin or your coins, and then you list your checks. Now, they do things different. This 24-108 doesn't really give me a lot of information. That's the information off the check. In the real world, when we were depositing checks from customers, and of course that's less and less with debit cards and things now, but we would write the customer's name there instead. So right there, it may say McDowell, whoever you took the check from. That's what you would put, because you actually keep a copy. These have, the little copy stuff. So you have an original and you have a copy in your deposit book. You actually have a deposit book for a business. And so if you needed to find out if you had deposited a check, a lot of times later on, this check from the McDowells might have gotten posted to the McDonald's account. Okay. So you could go back and say, oh yeah, we did get a check from them. They're right. We posted it to the wrong account. So that's why the name there helps in the business world. Okay. As far as an actual deposit slip that you might see for yourself, okay, and this one is old date-wise, but it's still pretty similar to what you'll see. Now, some of the ones you may have may not say this. It may just say cash, and you put all your cash on one line, okay? Oops. But let's look at what happens if we're going to deposit money. So I'm going to go in. Your deposit tickets the ones you get out of your checkbook and the ones your business will have will be pre-printed with your name already on them, your business name, and it will have account number information down here. Okay. Now I have a friend whose daughter ran out of deposit slips, so she asked one of her sisters if she could borrow one of hers. And she did, and she deposited the money. What account did that go to? The sister whose deposit slip it was. These are attached to your account. These numbers mean stuff. Oops. Oh, how to do that? Oh, so these have, I was turning it off. These are MICR numbers, magnetic ink character recognition, and these have the bank information and your account number information. Now, if you go into the bank and you don't have a deposit slip, they have a big table usually in your bank full of deposit slips. Those are just general deposit slips, but you'll have to fill in your name and your account number. It's really important that you fill that in correctly, and you can get on your banking app or you can ask them to look it up. We still, from a year ago, September, have someone else's $600 in our checking account from the bank because somebody wrote the wrong account number and my husband's been there 4 or 5 times. We've called them. We had our deposit. The car behind us had a deposit. They both went to our account. Whoever was working that day was from out of town because of COVID. They had a bunch of new people working there. They were backed up. They were filling out deposit slips. They filled out one for them with our name on it. Seems to me like they could get on the cameras, but anyway, I don't know. I was talking to a friend of mine who works at a bank. I said, they haven't taken it out of our account because they don't, something's wonky. We don't know. We've told, it's sitting aside. It's not ours. But whoever that is either didn't realize and didn't check their account, or maybe they've made it right with them and this is just money the bank just made good to them, and I don't know. You want to check those things because mistakes happen. But it's up to you to check that. When you get your receipt back, you save that receipt of your deposit, and then you double check that it's gone into your account later. Okay. So let's look. We're going to go in and do some deposits, and I want to show you. So if I'm depositing a $10 bill and a roll of quarters, which is $10, I'm going to deposit $20. Okay. Now there's a couple things on here that look strange to you probably. Right here where it says total from other side. If you have a bunch of checks to deposit, which businesses a lot of times will, their deposit slips are a lot bigger. Okay. They have longer deposit slips, and they actually have lines where you're going to turn this like this. So as you're filling it out, you're going to have all these places to write the name and the amount. Name and the amount, and then you'll total it down here. Okay. A business deposit slip allows for more deposits. But what they also have is the back is the same way. So you could actually, let's say I have 4 checks. I'm going to list 3 checks here, and then I'll have to list one on the back and pull the total right there. Total from the other side means, hey, there's more checks listed on the back, so I don't have to use a separate deposit slip, and I'll pull that total over. Okay. Now, if I had, let's say I have a $100 check from my mom, I'm going to put mom $100, and I have $120 that I've deposited. Okay. Now, where this starts looking different, let's say I have a $100 check, but I need $30 in cash because I'm going to go out and I need cash. I take out the $30, the bank will give me $30 back, and I only deposit $70 in my account. Okay. What I need to do where it says less cash received, I have to sign right here to show that I'm getting cash back. Okay. And that is where they'll verify that. They won't give you your cash back unless you sign it. Okay. And it's a check for the teller. Have you ever been to the bank and cashed a check and notice how they count it out on the counter for you? It's because they're being videoed. And so if somebody comes in and says they didn't give me all my money, they'll pull up that tape and they'll watch the teller to make sure they did it correctly. Okay. There's lots of different checks and things. And a teller usually cannot leave the bank until their drawer balances. So there's all kinds of checks going on upstairs with bookkeeping, and they have to balance, or they usually can't leave, and they have to have managers help them figure it out. Okay. So let's do a practice, and y'all can walk me through it, and then we're going to do some. So if I have a check from my mom for $100, okay, so I'm going to put, and this one, again, this deposit slip's a little bit different. This is more like what you're going to be doing in a project we're doing. So I'm going to list this check, mom, $100. I have 3 quarters, which is how much? 75 cents. 5 dimes, 50 cents. And how much is 3 nickels? So how much is my change? What is that? $1.40? Is that what y'all think? So I have $1. Oh, my eyes are watering. And 40 cents. Okay. So what I do when I have these problems, I write my money down up here to kind of figure it out, and then I plug in. So I'm going to deposit $101.40. I'm not getting any cash back. So I don't sign here, but I do put the date. And we're assuming my name's pre-printed on it. You don't know how many times I have friends who work at banks are like, people do not know how to fill out deposit slips. Yeah. All right, let's look at this one. I get a $200 check from mom, so I'm going to put good old mom, y'all. work. Sounds like I'm better off with my mom. And you need $25 cash back for the weekend. So I have a total of $250. I'm getting $25 back. So I am only depositing $225 in my account. But because I'm getting cash back, it says sign here for cash received. I'm going to sign, and it'll look like that. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do some practice deposit slips. They don't have you do a lot of this in the book. Okay? So I want to practice this because this will go along with your project. So I'm going to get you a handout. I'm going to pause this a second. Just use today's date, 18th. You could just write down work or pay, just abbreviate in there by the check. So you know what it is. You know what check you deposited. I'll get it. Need a pencil and a calculator. We're going to deposit slips. Uh-huh. Now do 665. Yep. Uh-huh. Okay. So go over here. How much is 3 dimes? That's 30 cents. So right, calculate what all these things are first. Okay, so then you add up the money, the cash and change, and you fill in there what it is. How much does that add up to? Is it? Six, 705. Add it. You have to get a coach to add it into your. Now they get something different. Let me see. Let me grab the sheet. No, hang on to it. We're gonna go over them. Uh-huh. I don't have my key. No, the change, the cash goes up here. All the cash. So your 665 will go on that line. Where it says cash. So y'all, I'm gonna go through and do the first one with you or for you. So let's see, I had 3 dimes, that's 30 cents. 2 nickels, that's 10 cents. And a quarter is 25 cents, right? So I get 65 cents plus 6 $1 bills. So that's $6.65 total in cash and coin. Then I have a check for $250. So I'm just going to write payroll so we know what it's for. I'm not getting any cash back. So my deposit is for $256.65. I do not sign here because I'm not getting cash back, but today's date is the 18th. And I didn't press play. Oh yeah, I am. We've been recording the whole time. Okay, does everybody understand that first one? All right, so let's go and do the second one. I'm going to go ahead and just leave my date. Okay, so I have 30 dimes. How much is 30 dimes? Guys, be sure you're working on this. $3. A nickel is 5 cents. And notice how I line these up. 10 quarters is $2.50. 6 cents worth of pennies. And then I have a dollar bill. 4 $5 bills. So that's 20. Oops, that's hard to see. And one $20 bill. So how much do we get? How much? Is that right? What'd you get? Well, it should be 61.
I got 46.
Yeah, 46, 20, 40, 3, 4. Just nothing carries over. So $46. I'm losing my voice. Congratulations. It'll be great. It's my husband's favorite time of year. He's like, losing your voice. All right, there are no checks. Here's my subtotal. So I'm depositing $46.61. Where people make the biggest mistakes is just calculating the money. Everybody see that one? I'll leave it up a second. Okay, the last one. So I get a payroll check. So I'm going to do payroll for $1,250. And then I get a check from my neighbor, Mr. Smith. So I'll just put Smith for $50. So that's $1,300. And I'm going to get cash back so I can go buy something for cash. So I'm getting $30 in cash. $1,270 is going into my account of the $1,300. So all $1,300 is accounted for, but I do need to sign here because I'm getting cash back. So if there's cash received, you need to sign. You can do it.